Canada, each of which are located on different Indigenous territories. So our Edmonton finalist is from Edmonton. Edmonton is located on Treaty 6 territory, home to many nations, including the Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Sioux, and Métis people. Winnipeg is located on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dene, and Dakota, and is the birthplace of the Métis Nation. And Waterloo is located within the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Chinungtan, and Haudenosaunee people. So before we start talking about the brain bee, I want to tell you a little bit about what got me on this path to studying neuroscience, and I want you to think about what was that pivotal moment that made you start studying neuroscience. So when I was in grade 12 in high school, I participated in a science enrichment program at Kingston University, and I chose to study psychology because that was something that wasn't available in my local high school. And I remember being at that enrichment program, and the instructor drew something on the board that looked like this, and I had never seen this before. And my first introduction to the synapse really blew my mind. This idea that a molecule being spit out from one neuron and being received by the next neuron underlied my thoughts and my emotions and behaviors and memories was really mind-blowing. And this spurred me to really study neuroscience in undergrad and neurobiology as for my PhD. And this is what we really hope for our brain bee competitors. We really hope that by studying the brain bee, for the brain bee and participating in the brain bee, that it encourages them to pursue neuroscience careers. Okay, so currently we have 20 local brain bees across Canada from east to west coast. There are 19 in the provinces and 1 in the Yukon Territory. So high school students compete at the local level at a local university. The local champion competes at the national level at the Canadian National Brain Bee, and then the national winner competes internationally at the World Championships. The local brain bees are hosted at local universities, as I mentioned, and they are the lifeblood of the brain bee. It's at the local level where students and teachers are recruited and where they're introduced to neuroscience for the first time. Local brain bees are powered by teams of enthusiastic and dedicated students, staff, and faculty volunteers, easily totaling hundreds of volunteers across Canada. During a typical local brain bee, students would come to a university, participate in several rounds of testing, but also do science enrichment opportunities like sheep brain dissections. They might listen to a keynote lecture, and they might participate in other networking events. The local brain bees impact over 1,000 high school students every year when we consider all of the students who actually participate, as well as the other students who are part of brain bee clubs at high schools across Canada. All right, so after the local brain bees have crowned their local winners, these local champions compete at the Canadian National Brain Bee. And this is the highest level of competition in Canada. For the last 16 years, the National Brain Bee has been held at McMaster, which is my home university, hosted by our long-term National Brain Bee Chair, Professor Judy Shedden. And under Judy's reign, the annual national competition in May brought students together for 2 days of exciting socializing, neuroscience demonstrations, and competition. So here on the side are some photos of past brain bees at McMaster University. Over the past 16 years, the Canadian National Brain Bee has been continuously supported by CIHR, first by the CIHR Synapse program, and more recently by the CIHR Institute of Neurosciences, Mental Health, and Addiction. We would not be able to do the Brain Bee without CIHR, so we're so thankful for their support. This year marks an exciting change for the Brain Bee because we have a new format, and CIHR is continuing their support for us, and so is CAN. So we're so happy for their support for these exciting changes. So with our sights on making the Brain Bee accessible to more students across the country and to more diverse populations of students, we've changed the funding model so that the local Brain Bees receive funding because they are the first contact points for high school students and teachers. A second goal is to celebrate the extraordinary students who compete at the national competition and to amplify the work that's being done by the local volunteers all across the country. And to that point, so we've decided to make a two-phase competition where the first phase is virtual. So you'll see here, this is a screenshot of the virtual competition this year that took place in April, and the competitors from across the country that competed there. And the second phase is here at Cannes for the 3 who score the highest at phase 1. So the 3 here that you're about to meet scored super well. They scored almost perfectly on every round of competition. Yes, a round of applause. There were 4 rounds of competition, a neuroanatomy test, a patient diagnosis test, and 2 short answer tests, and they're truly phenomenal. So all 3 of these finalists were awarded a trip here to Vancouver, and they were given free registration to Cannes, so that's such an amazing opportunity for these students. And today, they'll be competing for the title of national champion. So the 3rd place winner is going to win $500 and a trophy. The 2nd place winner will win $1,000 and a trophy. And the 1st place winner is going to win $1,500, the biggest trophy, an internship at a Canadian neuroscience lab, and they get to represent Canada at the International Brain Bee this fall, which is run in association with SFN. Woo! All right. The Canadian National Brain Bee has had tremendous success at the international level. In the past 3 years, each of our Canadian national champions have placed within the top 5 at the World Championship. With our 2nd place winner, Helen Lee, who you can see up there, placed 1st at the international level as she was in grade 10. These are phenomenal students. Alumni of the Canadian National Brain Bee have gone on to successful careers in medicine and research. For example, the inaugural Canadian National Brain Bee champion, Isden Oki, is currently an associate professor of ophthalmology at Harvard Medical School. Our 2014 winner, Beatrix Wang, is currently a PhD candidate in the Miller-Kaplan Lab looking to develop drugs that promote myelination and remyelination. Our 2017 winner, Prarana Kirthi, recently earned her Bachelor of Engineering from McMaster and started a PhD at the Max Planck University of Toronto Centre for Neuroscience and Technology. The Brain Bee is a springboard for talented high school students to exceptional programs in neuroscience and careers in research and in medicine. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the finalists here today. And I'm going to start with Brielle. So Brielle, why don't you stand up, and maybe why don't you come up to the podium here so we can, all right. So this is Brielle Huang. And Brielle, you are from Edmonton, Alberta. Why don't you tell everybody what grade you are in?
Yeah, so I attend Lillian Osborne High School in grade 11.
Grade 11. Yeah, wow. So tell us a little bit about Edmonton. Where should we visit if we go to Edmonton? What's the hot spot?
Well, Edmonton is known for having one of the largest malls in North America, the West Edmonton Mall, so if you're looking to do some shopping, that's always a fun place. We're also super close to the Rockies, so if you're willing to take a day trip out to Banff or Jasper, that's great for some of you outdoorsy folks.
Awesome. Can you tell us something interesting about you, about your hobbies? Do you have a unique talent?
Yeah, well, I'm the kind of person that likes to learn a little bit about everything. Recently, since for a couple years, I've been getting into memory sports, so I've learned the talent to recite over 500 digits of pi. I can give you the atomic number of any element, and I also play piano in my free time. That picture is from a charity performance at a senior home.
Awesome. So why did you decide to participate in the Brain Bee?
Yeah, so I decided to participate because I think that the Brain Bee as a whole is a really great opportunity to motivate students, because there's a lot of us that have an interest, but sometimes it feels like there's not enough time. And I think that when there's a concrete goal, it really facilitates that process of learning.
Awesome. So tell us, how did you prepare for today's Final Showdown?
Yeah, so I used a very special technique that I call osmosis. So I took my textbook, a textbook that's very saturated, very high concentrations of knowledge, slipped it underneath my textbook. I slipped the textbook underneath my pillow, right? So then we've got a connection to myself, which has significantly lower concentrations of knowledge, and then I just kind of let it go across that semi-permeable membrane, and we're hoping that it works out today.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, and last, do you have any advice for high school students who might be thinking about getting involved in the Brain Bee?
Yes, well, I think that, obviously, I think that it's such a great opportunity to get involved at any level. Just going to a local Brain Bee and getting to listen to the keynote speakers, meet professors, and just getting to engage with the material in a more active way, it's definitely something I would recommend for anyone. So if you're thinking about it, any high school students watching, go for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brielle. Okay, our next finalist is Emily Huang from Waterloo, Ontario. Why don't you come on up, Emily? All right, so Emily, why don't you tell us what grade you're in?
I'm currently in grade 10 at Laurel Heights Secondary School.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. And so can you tell us a little bit about Waterloo? Is there anything interesting at Waterloo that we should check out if we visit?
I would say Waterloo is definitely a lot smaller than Edmonton and Winnipeg, but one of my favorite spots to visit is definitely Waterloo Park because it has a lot of really pretty nature and a lot of geese.
Oh, nice. Very Canadian, very Canadian. So do you have anything interesting that you can tell us about yourself? Do you have an interesting hobby or a unique talent?
Well, in my free time, I really enjoy baking, and I also recently, I've gotten into cake decorating. And so I find cake decorating really fun because it's super satisfying to be able to see your final product once you're done and you get to eat it.
Absolutely. Can you tell us why you decided to participate in the Brain Bee?
I've always been interested in neuroscience because I find it really cool how the nervous system is able to control pretty much all of our body's functions, but I didn't really know where to get started since neuroscience isn't really something that's taught in high school. And so I joined Brain Bee because I thought it would be a really great opportunity for me to learn more about the topic.
Cool. Maybe why don't you tell us, what career are you aspiring to? What career are you aspiring to and why?
In the future, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm interested in pursuing something either related to medicine or research because I've always been interested in how the body works. And so I feel like pursuing something in medicine, especially either neurology or radiology, would be really interesting. And then recently, I've also become more interested in doing research because I find it really fun to be able to piece together different pieces of information to reach one final conclusion.
Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you very much. Okay. And our third and final finalist is Lisa Wei from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Hi, Lisa. All right, Lisa, do you want to start off by telling us what grade you're in?
I'm in grade 10 and I attend Vincent Massey Collegiate.
Awesome. Wait, we already heard about your, tell us about your hometown, Winnipeg. Is there anything interesting in Winnipeg that we should visit?
I don't know, to be honest.
We should tell you what's interesting so you can go visit. What is your favorite subject in school and why?
My favorite subject in school is probably math and science.
Oh, math and science, awesome. Do you have something interesting about you to tell us about, an interesting hobby or talent?
I don't really know, to be honest, what to really say here.
But probably maybe studying is a really good habit. And what career are you aspiring to and why?
Probably a field in like medicine, perhaps, because the human body is absolutely really sophisticated and also really fascinating. It's really fascinating on how the human body can carry such complicated functions, such as in the case of the nervous system.
Absolutely. And how did you prepare for today's Final Showdown?
Just normal studying, I guess.
Yeah, that's a really good message. How to get somewhere, just working hard. And do you have any advice for other high school students who are thinking about getting involved in the Brain Bee?
Well, certainly, of course, the main aspect is probably like good, like proper studying and also like good time management because I also had to juggle some 2 other contests while preparing for the Brain Bee as well.
Wow. Congratulations, that's amazing. All right, thank you so much, Lisa. Okay, So now we are going to come to the competition part of the lunch. So I'm going to ask the 3 finalists to step down to your positions there, and I'm going to ask the 2 judges to come on up. And I'm going to introduce our judges now. So our judges today are, you'll see them in a moment, Dr. Angela Scott. Yay. Dr. Scott is an assistant professor in the Department of Molecular and Cellular Biology at the University of Guelph. She studies the role of glial cells that are integral to understanding basic neurological function and the pathology of many neurological disorders. Dr. Katrina Cho, and we'll give her a round of applause too. She's an assistant professor in the Department of Psychology, Neuroscience, and Behavior at McMaster, and her lab uses a multi-level integrative approach to study how gene mutations associated with psychiatric disorders disrupt social behavior. Okay, so Dr. Cho and Dr. Scott, the answer keys are there in that board, yeah, that you've got, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce the neuroanatomy test portion of the competition. So the first test is a neuroanatomy test. And the way that this is going to work is I'm going to present a question on the screen. And the competitors each have a whiteboard, and during a 30-second timer, they'll be required to write the answer on their whiteboard. For the 3 contestants, I've given you an example of what the timer looks like. So at the top right of the screen, there's a yellow circle, and when I turn on the timer, that yellow circle will slowly disappear. And when it's gone, you'll hear these chimes. And that means that time is up. And at that point, we'll ask you to raise your whiteboard to the judges, and the judges will grade your answer. And hopefully one of the judges can read out their answers so that the rest of the audience can know what the finalists wrote. Okay? So you'll have 30 seconds on the clock for each question. Are the finalists ready? Are you good? Thumbs up? Okay. Before we begin, I just want to remind the audience to please remain quiet during the competition, especially no whispering of answers. We can hear you when you say temporal lobe, temporal lobe. So no, don't do that. So please just remain quiet during the test portion of the competition, and also make sure that your devices are muted, just so that we don't interrupt the competitors when they're writing their answers. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. All right, the first question is, identify the meningeal layer. Okay, so show your answers. And oh, you can grade and then read it. Oh, did you turn, you have to turn it on? Yeah, I can turn it on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I'll just start off by saying the name of the competitor first, and then their answer for all of those online with the live streaming, and then for you in the audience, so you can hear what your contestant said. So we're going to start with Brielle, so Duramater, Emily, Duramater, and Lisa, Duramater.
Okay, you can erase your board, and we'll move on to question number 2. Okay, question 2, identify the tract.
All competitors said the same thing, so I'll just say the answer that they've wrote. So it's medial longitudinal fasciculus.
Question number 3, sorry. Erase. All right. Question number 3, identify the tract. I just want to tell everyone who can't see, they write their answers down in the first 2 seconds and just sit here patiently waiting.
Again, all have said the same thing, and the answer is fasciculus gracilis.
Okay, question number 4, identify the structure.
Brielle, dorsal medial thalamus. Emily, ventral medial nucleus. And Lisa, thalamus, the dorsal medial nucleus.
Question number 5, identify the structure.
Again, all competitors say hippocampus.
Question number 6, identify the tract.
Okay, Brielle wrote corpus callosum major forceps, and Emily wrote forceps major. Lisa wrote corpus callosum forceps major.
Question number 7, identify the structure.
Brielle wrote facial motor nerve, And both Emily and Lisa wrote facial nerve.
Question number 8, identify the structure.
Brielle wrote optic nerve. Emily and Lisa wrote optic tract.
Question number 9, identify the structure.
All competitors wrote posterior cerebral artery.
And our last question, question number 10, for the neuroanatomy portion, identify the structure.
Brielle and Lisa wrote olives. Emily wrote olive.
Amazing. So that concludes our first round of competition. So I think they deserve a round of applause. We cannot make hard enough questions for these finalists. Okay, so the next part of the competition is run like Fast Money, Family Feud style. So each of the competitors will have 5 minutes to answer 10 questions. One competitor is going to come up and answer the questions as I have a timer run down. The other two are going to be sequestered outside so they can't hear the answers, and then they'll swap. For each of the 3 finalists, you have 3 options when I read the question. You can answer right away, you can say repeat, and I will repeat the question, or you can say pass, and I will skip it, and we'll come back to it if there is time left, okay? So I'm gonna ask Isaac, wherever Isaac is, to take Emily and Lisa out of the room, and I'm gonna ask Brielle to come on up. I need to... Okay, so there'll be 5 minutes on the clock. Actually, I'm gonna use this microphone. Okay. Oh yeah, that works. Actually, I'm gonna sit down and read it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Pardon. Okay. Oh, I can't do. I have not enough arms. Okay. So I'm gonna start the clock. I'll start the clock after I read the first question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Are you ready?
No? But we're going to do it anyways.
Okay. Here we go. First question is, name 2 brain structures that are derived from the metencephalon.
The metencephalon. So that would be You know what? Let's pass. Let's pass, yeah.
Name the type of circuits that produce rhythmic patterns of activity, like walking, flying.
CPGs, central pattern generators.
Mutations in which gene can severely affect signaling in the dorsal striatum, leading to speech deficits?
We're going to pass on this one.
Name 2 V snares involved in vesicular release.
Synaptotegmin and synaptobrevin.
Name the glial cells that line the inside of the ventricles and produce cerebrospinal fluid.
That would be ependymal cells.
Which cranial nerves innervate the extraocular muscles?
So that would be cranial nerve 4, cranial nerve 6, as well as, so that's trochlear, oculomotor, and then abducens.
Name the thalamic nucleus that serves as a relay station for gustatory information.
Ventral posterior medial nucleus.
What is the term for synapses that have NMDA receptors but no AMPA receptors?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yep. Name the term for synapses that have NMDA receptors but no AMPA receptors.
Silent synapses.
What range of frequencies can be detected by the normal human ear?
Pass.
What brain area gives adults the ability to suppress impulses in order to make more rational decisions, allegedly?
Lateral prefrontal cortex.
Name 2 brain structures that are derived from the metencephalon.
Metencephalon. I'm going to say maybe we'll pass this one.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mutations in which gene can severely affect signaling in the dorsal striatum, leading to speech deficits?
Just going to throw this one out here. SCN98.
What range of frequencies can be detected by the normal human ear?
Pass again. Yeah.
Name 2 brain structures that are derived from the metencephalon.
Oh, so those are only 2
Yep,
left.
2
Okay.
left.
Metencephalon. Myelencephalon. Metencephalon. Metencephalon is superior. So again, just guessing. I'm going to say the midbrain and the pons.
And what range of frequencies can be detected by the normal human ear?
Frequencies. How many hertz? Well, the typical A tone is around 260 hertz, right? So we're just going to go say up to 1,000 hertz. That's not right, I don't think. Oh, but yeah, okay.
All right, you're all done. Congratulations. All right. Thank you very much. Is Aisha around? Aisha, so Aisha's going to take you out, and she's going to bring back Emily. All right, now you can see how impressive these students are. Yeah, I think Brielle deserves a round of applause, absolutely. Yeah, it's very difficult to make questions that will stump them. Once we get to this level of competition, they know more than I do. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not. Yes, thank you. It's not just me, right? That feels overwhelmed by these impressive students. Yeah. All right, here comes Emily. All right, come on up, and you can stand right beside me. And we will just share this microphone here. So there's a timer on the screen, a 5-minute timer. I'm going to turn on the timer, and then I'll turn it on after I read the first question. So
Okay.
again, you can answer it, say pass, or I'll repeat the question if you want to. Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the first question is, name 2 brain structures that are derived from the metencephalon.
The pons and cerebellum.
Name the type of circuits that produce rhythmic patterns of activity like walking, flying, or swimming.
Central pattern generators.
Mutations in which gene can severely affect signaling in the dorsal striatum, leading to speech deficits.
FOXP2.
Name 2 V snares involved in vesicular release.
Synaptotagmin and synaptobrevin.
Name the glial cells that line the inside of the ventricles and produce cerebrospinal fluid.
Ependymal cells.
Which cranial nerves innervate to the extraocular muscles?
Like all of them or just one?
All of them.
All right. Cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6.
Name the thalamic nucleus that serves as a relay station for gustatory information.
The ventral posteromedial nucleus.
What is the term for synapses that have NMDA receptors but no AMPA receptors?
Silent synapses.
What range of frequencies can be detected by the normal human ear?
20 to 20,000 hertz.
And the last question, what brain area gives adults the ability to suppress impulses in order to make rational decisions?
Repeat.
Sure. What brain area gives adults the ability to suppress impulses in order to make rational decisions?
The prefrontal cortex.
And that's all the questions. That's congratulations. Okay, thank you very much. And is Isaac back? Is Isaac back? Oh yeah, perfect. So you can go back out with Isaac, and Isaac, you can bring Lisa in for the last competitor. Yes, congratulations. Yeah. Very impressive. Yeah, and again, I want to remind all of you that the 3 finalists that are here today are not even in their last year of high school, which is mind-boggling. Yeah. All right, I think Lisa is coming in now. All right, here comes Lisa. All right, so Lisa, you can come on up and stand right beside me. We're going to share this microphone here. Yeah, come on up. All right. So again, just to remind you of the options. So I have a 5-minute timer up on the screen there. I know it's hard for you to see, but if the time does run out, you'll hear a chime.
Okay.
There are 3 options when I read the question. You can either answer it, you can say pass, I'll come back to it, or you can ask me to repeat the question and I'll repeat the question. The timer will start after I read the first question. Okay? Are
Okay,
you?
wait.
Yep.
So
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Three options. Either answer the question, you say repeat, or you pass and I'll come back to it when we
Okay,
have to.
okay,
Got it? Good.
okay.
You ready?
I guess so.
Okay. So the first question is, name 2 brain structures that are derived from the metencephalon.
Pons and cerebellum.
Name the type of circuits that produce rhythmic patterns of activity like walking, flying, or swimming.
Repeat again, sorry, I didn't hear that well.
Name the type of circuits that produce rhythmic patterns of activity like walking, flying, or swimming.
Central pattern generators.
Mutations in which gene can severely affect signaling in the dorsal striatum, leading to speech deficits?
FOXP2.
Name 2 V snares involved in vesicular release.
Subnatobrevin, subnatoadjuvans, something like that. I can't pronounce that well.
Name the glial cells that line the inside of the ventricles and produce cerebrospinal fluid.
Ependymal cells.
Which cranial nerves innervate the extraocular muscles?
Repeat.
Which cranial nerves innervate the extraocular muscles?
Oculomotor nerve. Cranial nerve 3.
Name the thalamic nucleus that serves as a relay station for gustatory information.
Ventral posteromedial nucleus.
What is the term for the synapses that have NMDA receptors but no AMPA receptors?
Silent synapses.
What range of frequencies can be detected by the normal human ear?
20 hertz to 20,000 hertz.
And the last question is, what brain area gives adults the ability to suppress impulses in order to make more rational decisions?
The prefrontal cortex, especially the lateral part.
All right, and that's all the questions. Oh, sorry. Did you want to come?
Oh.
The V snares? Name the 2 V snares involved in vesicular release.
Subnatobrevin and subnatoadjuvans. I can't pronounce that last one well.
Okay, awesome. Still within lots of time to spare. Congratulations, Lisa. Okay. All right. So thank you, Lisa. You can actually stay and come back up here. The 2 judges can head to the side to deliberate. And Isaac, where did he go? If all of the, yeah, you can all come back in now. Amazing. So, all right. Oh, are they all back? Yes. I think we should give a big round of applause to all of our finalists. That was a round of very difficult questions. And I think all 3 of you should come on up. Now come on up and sit at the front. Lisa and Emily and Brielle, come on up. Okay, so as the judges deliberate and total the final marks, I am very, very pleased to welcome Mark Piasecki, who is last year's Canadian National Brain Bee champion. He won his local Winnipeg Brain Bee, he won the Canadian National Brain Bee, and he made it to 5th place at the World Championship. So he's part of the International Brain Bees Next Gen group of students. So you'll be heading to Vienna, Austria next month, which is very exciting. I'm going to try using this microphone because you're taller than me. A lot taller. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if this works. Perfect. Okay, so Mark, I have some questions for you. So first, I want to ask, why did you get involved in the Brain Bee?
So this is a good question. I was actually very fortunate, as when I was in high school, I got to go to an outreach day with the University of Manitoba, where they did live brain dissections of human brains, and just seeing a brain just out of a human body and thinking that it's like responsible for everything you do, your memory, your thoughts, emotions, it just made me like, blew my mind. So I just got that interest from there, and then I saw the Brain Bee would also do another one of those dissections, so I thought it was an excellent opportunity, and kind of this came out of it too, so it's good too.
So how did you find competing at the international level last year? After you won the Canadian National Brain Bee, you went to the international competition. What was that like?
It was a bit intimidating because people are very smart, and it seems a little scary, but it was also a great opportunity to meet people from every different background who is interested in neuroscience, not just people from Canada, although people from Canada are awesome.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go on.
But yeah, it was amazing to meet some people. I played a chess game against another person and I lost, unfortunately, but it's still fun.
So what have you been up to since winning the local and national Brain Bees last year?
Okay, so I have just finished my first year of undergraduate studies at the University of Manitoba. Thank you. I'm loving it.
What program are you in and are pursuing?
I'm currently undeclared, but I will most likely be doing a microbiology degree as there's no neuroscience degree offered as undergraduate at the U of M, but I hopefully will do graduate work in neuroscience.
Amazing. What are you hoping to get out of the International Brain Bee Next Gen event next month at the FENS Forum in Vienna, Austria?
So I'm hoping to get a similar experience to this with an amazing exposure to the current research that's going on in neuroscience and just get a good gauge of what I'm interested in and what I want to pursue, hopefully.
All right, and the last question, what career are you aspiring to and how has the Brain Bee helped you along your journey?
Okay, so I am very curious about, very interested in future in research, and the Brain Bee has helped me a lot with this as I am currently in a neuroscience lab with a fruit fly genetics lab at the University of Manitoba, and I got it because of the internship with the Brain Bee, so that was very helpful. But I'm also very careful to say about what part of research I'm going into, because I know I've heard from many people, and I'm sure many of you are familiar, that it's a complicated path to where you actually end up versus where you think you're going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much, Mark. Congratulations, and have fun in Vienna. Okay. I know that we're running a bit behind. I wanted to tell folks, if anyone's interested in getting involved, we do have 20 local Brain Bees across Canada, but we'd love to have more join. It's super fun for students in the department. I consider the Brain Bee as an amazing opportunity for universities as a civic engagement, community engagement opportunity. It's also an amazing leadership and mentorship opportunity for students, for graduate students, for staff, and for faculty. So if you're interested in getting involved, you can visit our website at brainbee.ca. And on our website, there's actually a page you can go to for information on starting up your own Brain Bee. So it provides a few practical details, who is eligible to run a Brain Bee, and links to study resources and that type of thing. I am working with my team at McMaster to create some resources for first-time local Brain Bee organizers. So if you have any questions, if you're interested in anything, you can reach out to me and my team at brainbee@brainbee.ca, and we're happy to get back to you. We love to expand the Brain Bee to get more students in Canada involved. All right. So without further ado, congratulations to all of our competitors. These three here, as well as the other local champions who competed at the national, they're all a group of fantastic students. At stake here is money and trophies, and also the opportunity to have a neuroscience internship and to represent Canada at the International Brain Bee. Okay, so I'm going to announce the winner. And we're going to start with third place. The third place in the 2024 CIHR Canadian National Brain Bee is, and I want you all to help me by doing some drum rolls. Thank you. Drum rolls, drum rolls. Third place, Brielle Huang. Congratulations, Brielle. Amazing. All right. I want to have a seat for a sec, and we'll take a photo after. Okay, in second place, we're going to do second place. Thank you for the drum roll. Second place in the 2024 CIHR Canadian National Brain Bee is Emily Huang. And because you are all very intelligent folks, in first place, the champion of the 2024 CIHR Canadian National Brain Bee is Lisa Wei. Congratulations. All right, so we'd love a few photos. We'll take some photos in a moment. Congratulations to all three of you. Is anyone taking photos? Chris, maybe, yeah, sure, go ahead, Robert. Anyone with a phone, take some photos. Yeah, why don't you stand up? All three of you? All three of you should stand. Maybe Lisa in the middle. Lisa, do you want to get in the middle? There we go. Our 2024 Brain Bee. Let's do some with them first, and then smile, and then I'll go. Hold it over your head like it is. Okay. Thank you. And I just wanted to conclude. I want to conclude by giving a big thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. My organizing committee at home, including Alex, who is incredible, and Dr. Shedden, who continues to be my consultant on a daily basis. People who helped with the Final Showdown, thank you to Dr. Scott and Dr. Cho for being judges, and the CAN and CIHR team, especially Sarah Kate, who helped make all these logistics happen, and everyone who was involved in phase 1, the virtual competition. And especially to CIHR for their continued financial support, and to CAN for letting us be here today and to share this with you. And of course, our last thank you goes to all of the local Brain Bee organizers. Thank you for all of the hard work and the dedication that you put in to make the local Brain Bees happen, because without the local Brain Bees, there would be no national Brain Bee. So thank you to all the local organizers. Thank you to you for being here. And that is the end. Thanks a million.